Hello and welcome to CNN Live. In our continuous coverage to the FIFA World Cup 2014 continues just under 4 days to go for the Cup of Life to start in Brazil. And tonight we talk about two powerhouse teams. One is Germany, always a favorite at any edition of the FIFA World Cup, and also the dark horses of Belgium. And joining me tonight, as always, Novi Kabadia, looking dapper with a new haircut, and of course Karim Ben Sharifa. It's time to congratulate Karim Novi in a change of designation. He's now been appointed as the chief coach of Pune FC. Karim, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, it's one of the most professional clubs Indian football is seeing after a really long time. So here's wishing Karim all the best. Novi Kabadia, let me come to you first. You're the man with all the history of the World Cup. Tell us one thing. 54, they beat Hungary, the magic of Puskás. 74, they beat Holland and the magic of Cruyff. 90, they meet the magic of Maradona and Argentina. What's up for them this time?
24 years, long wait. Can they upset Brazil's apple cart? I mean, Brazil are the favourites. Meticulous preparation for this World Cup. I mean, the way they have planned their own playing arena, practice arena, carrying special equipment for the players.
Right.
Of course, a little problems with injuries, the latest being Marco Reus. We'll really miss him, one of the most outstanding young midfielders of the World Cup. And can Sami Khedira, Schweinsteiger, even Manuel Neuer, can they come back to top fitness? Germany is always going to be there till the semi-final. It's now a question, can they go beyond?
Can they go all the way and possibly deliver a death blow to Brazilian football? That will be interesting to watch out. But before we come back to Karim on the coach, the man behind Germany's fortunes, Jogi Löw, let's now listen into Indian cricket's poster boy, Virat Kohli, and who he will be rooting for through the next month.
Yeah, my favorite team this World Cup is Germany. I've always supported them for the last 3 World Cups. I think they have a very strong side every year, and I really hope they go all the way this time.
Right, you've heard just what Virat Kohli actually, who he is rooting for. Karim Ben Sharifa, Joachim Löw, he will he be going for the passing style of a Bayern Munich, or will he go for the fast counter-attacking pressing game which Jurgen Klopp plays at Dortmund?
Well, he favored a system based on 4-2-3-1 formation. I watched them in the last game against Armenia, and they are super fit. They played high pressure game for the whole 90 minutes.
Right.
He built this generation, groom and mature very well under him,
right.
And it's high time that they win.
They deliver the big prize.
They deliver. They are always one of the contenders of the team. They are well known of their efficiency and consistency. They dropped only 2 points in the qualifier, so they are definitely one of the hot favorites.
Definitely one of the hot favorites. And Karim, in fact, there was a very interesting meeting just a couple of months back between Joachim Löw and Pep Guardiola, where they exchanged, I'm sure they've exchanged points about Barcelona's, Bayern Munich style of play. And after that, he's told the press, Jogi Löw said, I do not want one holding midfielder, nor do I want 3. I want 3 players in the middle who are constantly switching positions. So we are actually looking right now at a high pressure game, counter-attacking, but more so in the style of Bayern Munich, where players switch positions in central midfield.
Well, what he mean is those 2 midfielders that will play against in front of the back 4 could be 2 out of Kroos, Khedira and Schweinsteiger,
right.
And the one just in front of them behind the striker, which is Ozil or Götze, can play there. So these 3 players on the midfield will be switching positions. One of them will be always holding, and 2 will be more involved on creating the chances and the passes for the strikers.
Right, Novi, but the fact is that it is a given that yes, he has formed the crux of his team in and around players from Bayern Munich. There are in fact 7 players: Lahm, Kroos, Schweinsteiger, Müller, Boateng, Mario Gomez, and of course Manuel Neuer. So he knows where his heart is. He has picked his own combination.
Yes, he has. He's done that. The other worry for Germany is that, very surprisingly, their defense has been leaking goals. You know, the 4-all with Sweden, then the narrow victory against Sweden, which is unthinkable. You think of Jürgen Kohler, Guido Buchwald, Thomas Berthold, the great Matt Sammer. You know, I mean, they were an impregnable wall. And somehow that Germany, in this desire to play a more creative football, seem to have forgotten
Right.
that you have to prevent goals being scored. That can be a worrying factor for them, especially if Manuel Neuer is not fully fit.
How important will be, Kareem, the comeback of Sami Khedira into the big stage? He was, he twisted his right knee. It was a very, very cruel injury last November. He was out of action for 6 months, but he's really worked hard on getting his fitness back, and he's back in the team. He will be playing one of the most important roles in central midfield.
As I said, possibly between Khedira, Schweinsteiger and Kroos. He had started the last game. I'm sure Joachim Low know his quality, know his importance, and he's trying to give him as much match fitness as possible. Definitely, he's one of their main and key players on that midfield.
Why one striker, Kareem? They've only taken Miroslav Klose. Why only one striker?
Well, number one, because if you look at this Germany squad, and that's their one of the question marks that are there, there's only one genuine number 9 striker, which is Klose. All the players around can play that position, but they can also play on the flanks. Podolski, Müller, Schürrle, all these players around. One striker is always sometimes, now most of the coaches, if you see their strategies, whether on 4-2-3-1, whether on 4-3-3, they prefer to play with one striker because that gives them, number one, it gives them a balance defensively. There are more players who are defending, but also going forward, it's better when players are coming from behind to go behind the back four of the opposition rather than being striker and always their back on the goal.
Right. Novi, as we wrap it up quickly, Germany, the football in Germany always, prim and proper, more or less, very, very disciplined. Of course, everything is there, but this time, this side has a lot of fun activities going around. There are a lot of fun stories, like Kevin Groskowitz, the defender, he was facing legal action because he threw a kebab at a man's face, and the kebab apparently had extra hot chili sauce, or for the matter that the Nutella TV curse. There was an ad on the Nutella chocolate, and whoever the players were featured, they always used to fade out. But thankfully, we have Mesut Ozil and Manuel Neuer. So this is a German football team, which is not only about the hard grind of the sport, but there is a little more lively stuff about this team also.
We see it's a multiracial team also. It's the new generation of Germans who have been brought up. Mesut Ozil, Sami Khedira, who've all come up through that excellent youth system. All their clubs have that training system. So their cultures have been blended in also. And well, Germany have always had characters. Schumacher, in the World Cup in 86, and Battiston battered. So they've always had characters with them. And this time I think they're trying to blend, being very creative like the South Americans.
Right.
But they've also to get back that German tenacity in defense. You can't have defense as a concentration-free zone.
Right. So defense is more like a concentration camp. And also, interestingly, the marketing department has taken care of a very interesting facet. That is, the German team shirt very closely resembles one of the most famous clubs in Brazil, that is Flamengo. Well, that's it for Germany. But hold your thought, because we'll be back with Kareem and Novi after the break. Novi Kapadia, the captain Vincent Kompany, was born in the same year which Belgium last reached a World Cup semi-final, 1986, the year of Diego Armando Maradona. This time they have a fantastic team. Do you think they are really the dark horses? Will they go a long way this World Cup?
For me, certainly the dark horses, because Kompany is arguably one of the best defenders in the world. In each position, you've got Courtois, one of the best goalkeepers. Eden Hazard could be one of the young stars of the World Cup. So yes, this Belgium team, if they top the group, they could beat the runners-up in Germany's group and go to the quarterfinal, and then who knows?
Well, you're hinting that Belgium could possibly beat Portugal in the second round. But Kareem Ben-Sharifa, important loss there, I would say, for the Belgium side with Benteke injured. Who does the link up between Eden Hazard and De Bruyne? Because he was so good in linking up the ball.
Well, they have a few players around there. The Lukaku, though he have a slight injury, is a very...
Would they play Kevin Mirallas there?
Possibly, this generation is fantastic. For the last decade, the country was all about the Belgium waffles and chocolates.
Right.
Now at least there is a good generation of football, and they are became very popular. In fact, yesterday even the king with his family visited their training and announced that he will go and watch them in Brazil. So there is a big hype around the team.
With your comment on the waffles and chocolates, I can ensure Kareem that you will not be hired at least for the Belgium national side. But Novi, as you say, Courtois, Vincent Kompany, Eden Hazard, Kevin De Bruyne, Marwan Fellaini, Thomas Vermaelen, the Arsenal skipper who's been sitting on the bench for the entire. This is actually a team with not only good players but big name players. There should be, I believe, a certain amount of pressure on them to deliver because they have performed very well for their respective clubs.
Yes, Sanjeev, that's the crucial factor. Will they be able to live up to the burden of expectations? Because they have to deliver, and also there are too many central defenders because Vermaelen, Vartokonen, they are basically central defenders. One of them will have to play as a left back. All the way.
How good is Alec Witsel? If I could quickly ask you.
Alex Witsel is an excellent defensive midfielder. If he can provide the balance between defense and attack. But the worry is, if Lukaku is not injured, who's going to hold up the play to let those exciting midfielders come into action? Vincent Kompany reminds me of Baresi. I think he's the key player. Like Baresi, Samar, he can lead this team to an extra dimension.
Okay, last word to you, Kareem. 10 seconds. If it is indeed a Belgium versus Portugal game in the second round, what happens?
Well, this Belgium side is fantastic side. 11 players playing English Premier League, very strong side. I think if you ask me my opinion, I think they will be the favorite.
They will be the favorite. Well, on that note, we'll have to say goodbye on this show tonight. Kareem Ben Sharifah, Novi Kabadi, thank you very much for joining us and taking us through the teams Germany and Belgium.